So guys, hello, in this episode we created an enemy that follows our player. Let's see it firsthand and then we will show the steps on how we did that. Let's play the game. It's hunting me, help, help, help. So we have a red enemy that follows us around and plays the animation according to its direction. Let's see how we did that. You can see we go to game here. In our world view or game node, we're going to create another node which is character body 2D node. We are going to rename it to enemy, and then we're going to open it using press Ctrl Shift and O. We're going to open what scene. We haven't saved the scene, so we must save it as a scene first. This is as a scene, so we're going to make it enemy. And now we're going to press again Ctrl Shift and O, and we're going to open the enemy scene. And for the enemy, we're going to do the same things that we did with player. We're going to create a second node that gives us the animated sprite 2D, and we're going to give a collision shape 2D, and now we're going to go to the inspector, and in the sprite frames we're going to put sprite frames, and as you can see here we have the default animation. We're going to put the east animation, we're going to create another one west, southeast, northeast, we're also going to create the south animation. Those four animations, we're going to create them. Let's first start with east, and if we press here, we're going to choose from assets, sprites, enemies, prototype, and let's see, we have the east. To start with that one, open it. As you can see, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 horizontal parts and just one vertical, and then we choose the order in which they appear, and we add them, and we have this animation. We're going to use the other later, and then we're going to use the collision shape 2D. We're going to use a capsule shape. We're going to make it a little smaller on the sides and also a little smaller at the height. We're going to put it almost here. And now we have the node of the enemy with the sprite, at least with one animation, and the collision shape. And let's save the game. And we can put the enemy right here. Let's save the enemy first, and we moved it. Let's move it here, the enemy. So if we press play, okay, as you can see, we can move our character, and we have just a simple pixel art that says that's the game, that's the enemy. Let's go to the second part on how to make that enemy follows our player while the player is moving. Now let's get to the second part where we're going to create the script for the enemy in order to follow our player. How we're going to do it? We're going to move to enemy. We're going to add a script and we're going to save it where? In our asset scripts, and we're going to name it enemy.gd. Open, create. We're going to delete everything. Except, and then we're going to have to delete all of this. The first thing that we're going to do is we need an instance in order to reference from the player. How we're going to do it? We're going to click and drag player, and before we leave it we're going to press Ctrl, and here this is the reference to the player. And if we go back to the enemy, we must take also a reference for the animated sprites 2D with the same method. I press Ctrl, leave, and we have the instance that's for the animated sprites 2D. This will help us in the third part where we're going to put the right animations according to the direction of the enemy. Now let's write the code. First of all, we're going to say in the physics process if player, then the variable direction equals to the player's global position minus the global position, which is the global position of the enemy, that normalized. Velocity equals speed times direction, and obviously we haven't said anything about speed. We're gonna say it now, that var speed equals, let's say 100. Ctrl S to save it. Let's try run the game and see what happens. Oh, as you can see, we're being chased by a red thing that says us a red player. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. So it's working. So the next part is, as you can tell, to put animations for walking for our enemy. Let's do that. In the last part of this video, I'm going to show you how I made the enemy node to be able to change animation according to the direction between the sprite of the enemy and the players. The first thing that we do is the following. We will try to find the vector that points from the enemy to the player, and we're going to find the x component of this vector and the y component of this vector, and we're going to put a threshold on the y component of the vector. So if it is greater than this threshold, the y component, then it will change direction either up or down. It's going to move, as you see in this screenshot, that's moving down left. If it's not, then it moves only in the x-axis, so we're gonna move either right or left. Let's see the code on how we did that. We created a function update animation, and here we put the direction of the animation, and we see if the direction is less than 0.1, because we put it that it's normalized, so it cannot be 0. I'm putting that if it is lower than 0.1, it means that it plays the idle animation for the enemy. We said that the flip value is false and that the threshold is 0.25. Now we start that if the Y component of the direction is less than minus threshold, then it moves upwards because Y-axis gets higher while going down. So in that case, if the direction X is greater than the threshold, then we say it moves to the northeast. Else, if the direction X is less than the threshold, we switch the animated sprite flip value to true, so now it plays the northeast again, but it has flipped value, so it's going to the northwest. Else, we switch again the animated sprite flip H true, and then it plays the south. It means that it only goes downwards. So the X component direction is 0. Now we take the other possibility that the Y component of the direction is greater than the threshold. It's moving downwards. If the X component is again greater than the threshold, it moves to the southeast. Else, we make true the horizontal flipped value of the sprite, and then it plays the same, but now it's moving to the southwest. Else, the animated sprite flip H value is false, and now it's moving to the south. And the third possibility, if it's not greater than the threshold, the direction Y component, or less than the minus threshold, it means that it's 0, so it moves just to the right or left. And now we check only the direction X component. If it's greater than 0, then it means it's going to the right. We play the animated sprite east. And else, if it means that it's moving towards the left, we just flip the horizontal value to true, and then we play the same animation. Now it's moving to the west. And that's it, and that's how we created our enemy and basic enemy that follows our player. And in the next video, we're going to create our first class and the first basic system of that class, which is going to be the wizard. See you in the next episode. Thank you for watching.